This is a board installation for G103. We don't have to do the subboard, that's in 105, and when we do the three-phase isolate, that'll be doing G104 next week. So, we have, the board actually asked for us to do an overhead. So, we have the supply coming into this. We've just used the one phase over here. We've used one phase in the neutral, like we would use a single phase service fuse. Okay, we have our fuse wedges here, which we're using here. So normally on this you'd have a single phase here with the neutral on the end, but we have a three phase, doesn't matter, same thing. So we've got our point of attachment. We come into our switchboard. We have the first fuse. So if we had a single phase switchboard, these wouldn't be in here. We'd still have our neutral and our service fuse. All right. These are more used, if you've got an overhead attachment, these are used more for isolation for the meter readers to come along and just isolate. They don't have to pull a pole out from the point of attachment. All right, so we need to have a look behind here. We've got a cable tie notice behind here. This part at the top here is for the single phase meter. When we do the three phase, we actually do it down here. We have the cables coming out through these holes here. So we've got our service fuse. He's got his stream address up here. And then he's also got the main earth up here. So table in the wiring rules in the section 5, main earth must be located to the left hand side of the switchboard. He's got his label on here too, warning, do not remove earth. He's also got a cable tie on here so that it's got mechanical protection, so when you pull on it, it's not going to pull off the clamp. Alright, so let's have a look at it. Your neutral comes up from here is 4 mil. Alright, we only needed to work the meter because the meter going through here is the amps are going through from here to here. We only want this to supply the voltage to the kilowatt hour meter. Okay, that's why it can be minimum 4 mil. We don't need to put you can put a bigger cable up there, but you don't need to. So when we go behind, we have a look. He's got his cables supported up here. He's got his active and neutral coming in. It's important. Probably some of the other things they do when you're doing metering is they'll mark line and load. Do you understand what I'm getting at? So they'll mark which is the line side, which is the load side. And normally you have to have that marked on the back. So the other thing too, notice he's got the top and bottom separate. I get some people putting the two in the top in the same hole, which means it's not actually going through the fuse, right? These spare holes are here if you need to loop off to another fuse. You might be putting 2 meters on here for 2 different units. Do you understand what I'm getting at? I'm just using it as a meter box. All right, so he's done all that. He's got all his meters in, his cabling. We'll take a look at the top up here. He's labelled the switchboard. He's got main switch, he's got the cooktop, RCD for power and light, and then we've got power and light. He's also covered up all the other holes. And like I said, we've got our label on the top there. Now let's have a look up top here. We've got the main supply coming in, 40 amps. He's taken a 2.5 out to the RCD RCBO combo for the stove. We made it 2.5 because we worked out it was a 4 kilowatt. Table C5 says that we don't need to be under 5 kilowatt. We can use 2.5 and a 16 amp breaker. The description in the job did not say that it was going through insulation and other stuff, so we treated it as just being a cable on its own. So we've got 2.5. We then took 6 mil out to the RCBO. He's done the bottom side here, brought both supplies into the bottom side. Then from the top, taken 2 6 mil or 3 6 mils out to each one. He could have got away, so probably the mistake he's done in here is try to fit 3 6 mils in the top. You can see the exposed copper, so he would get picked up on that. Can we have a close up on that just for a sec? So the exposed copper, he would get pinged on that one. He could have just taken the 1 6 mil out and then looped them across from each breaker along the bottom. All right, so we'll go back out again. Now, he's got his tails hanging out. He's got 2.5, 2.5. We've got 2 power on the end here. We've got white for the actual unit. Now, white is for the tail going out to the lighting circuit. We have the MEN link, and so we should have 1.5 and 3 2.5s, which we have. We've got the main earth and we've got the bonding earth. We come over here, we've got 2 sizes, 2.5 for our tail going into our RCBO for the stove, and 4 mil for the RCBO. And we then got that coming to, so this is what we call the unprotected neutral. Then we have the protected neutral, which comes across here. He hasn't had enough places, so he's had to put another link in to extend it across. So we have 2 2.5s and 1 1.5. All right, but all up, he's done a good job. All his nails, tails are nice and neat. The only thing I'd pick on is the 3/6 mils into the one top of the RCBA. It should only be one cable, come down and then loop it across. He could have probably done 2 or 3 2.5s done into there and still been able to get away with it. All right, but outside that, yeah, it's a pass and I'm happy with it. No worries at all. Thank you.